Caracas AFP. Venezuela's money, the bolivar, is sinking faster and faster under an intensifying political and economic crisis that has left citizens destitute and increasingly desperate. Its depreciation accelerated this week, after a disputed vote electing an all-powerful constituent assembly filled with allies of President Nicolas Maduro, which the opposition and dozens of countries have called illegitimate. On Thursday alone, the bolivar slumped nearly 15% on the black market, to be worth $17,000 to $1. In a year, the currency has lost 94%. The decline has been dizzying yet largely ignored by the government, which uses an official rate fixed weekly that is currently $2,870 to the dollar. Ordinary Venezuelans, however, refer only to the black market rate they have access to, which they call the dólar negro, or black dollar. Every time the black dollar goes up, you're poorer, resignedly said Juan Zabala, an executive in a reinsurance business in Caracas. Salaries decimated. His salary is 800,000 bolívares per month. On Thursday, that was worth $47 at the parallel rate. A year ago, it was $200. The inexorable dive of the money was one of the most discussed signs of the uncertainty created by the appointment of the Constituent Assembly, which starts work Friday. As a result, those Venezuelans who are able to are hoarding dollars. People are protecting the little they have left, an economics expert, Asdrubal Oliveros of the eco-analytica firm, told AFP, but Zabala, who is considered comparatively well-off, and other Venezuelans struggling with their evaporating money said they now spent all they earned on food. A kilo 2 pounds of rice, for instance, costs 17,000 bolívares. The crisis biting into Venezuela since 2014 came from a slide in the global prices for oil exports, of which account for 96% of its revenues. The government has sought to monopolize dollars in the country through strict currency controls that have been in place for the past 14 years. Access to them have become restricted for the private sector, with the consequence that food, medicines and basic items, all imported, have become scarce. According to the International Monetary Fund, inflation in Venezuela is expected to soar above 700% this year. In June, Maduro tried to clamp down on the black market trade in dollars through auctions of greenbacks at the weekly fixed rate, known as DICOM. There is also another official rate, of 10 bolivars per dollar, reserved for food and medicine imports. Things are going up in price faster than salaries, noted Zabala, who spends 10% of his income on diabetes treatment, when he can. No limit. Maduro has vowed that a new constitution, the Constituent Assembly, is tasked with writing, will wean Venezuela off its oil dependency and restart industry, which is operating at only 30% of capacity. But the president, who links the black dollar with an economic war allegedly waged by the opposition in collaboration with the U.S., has not given details on what would be implemented. On Thursday, Maduro promised speculators setting their prices in line with the terrorist criminal dollar in Miami would go to jail. For the past 4 months, Maduro has been the target of protests which have been forcefully confronted by security units, resulting in a toll of more than 125 deaths. The opposition says the new Constituent Assembly is an effort to create a dictatorship along the lines of Communist Cuba. Against that backdrop of tensions, there is no limit on how far the black dollar can go, according to eco-analytica. But a director of the firm, Henkel Garcia, said he believed the current black market rate didn't make sense, and he noted that in the past currency declines weren't linear. Oliveros said increased printing of bolívares by the government was partly the reason for the black dollar's rise. When you inject bolívares into the market, that means that companies, individuals go looking for dollars, which are scarce, he said, estimating that the shortfall of dollars this year was some $11 billion. The horizon is dark, and further with big debt repayments Venezuela has to make. For instance, $3.4 billion the state oil company PDVSA has to reimburse in October. That debt is denominated in dollars. By Alexander Martinez, copyright 2017 AFP.